Hi, Sarah.
Hello. Hi,
Ellen.
Ellen.
Thanks for coming to talk to me.
Oh, thanks for having me.
Can you give us a brief introduction to you, who you are, and the IMI?
Yes, thank you. I'm Sarah Sparks. I work for the Institute of the Motor Industry. I work in the marketing and communications team. So just as a bit of background for anyone that might not know who we are the professional body for everybody that works or learns in the automotive sector. So we're very much about the people that work in this industry. You know, we obviously collaborate with employers and OEMs and retailers and all of those things, but essentially the very core of what we do and our main reason for being is supporting those people and, you know, their careers within our sector.
So works quite well with us because
absolutely brilliant common thread with, you know, everything that Ben does and does to support the people that we work with as well.
So having that broad overview of the motor industry, why do you see Ben as such an important part?
I mean, we know for a fact. So the IMI represent over 120,000 people within our community, and we know from regular feedback that we've had that they strongly value the fact that they can reach out to Ben. You're always there to support them and you're on their side. You know, it's so important. You know, we've had recent research from our membership community at the IMI recently where mental health and well-being is actually so important and such a factor for them at the moment. You know, paying the bills, recruiting staff, keeping the doors open, that all plays such a big part in their day-to-day life, and having Ben around to help them with that, as well as, you know, us. You know, they know they can always ring us at the IMI as well, but a partnership with Ben, the partnership and the development we've had over the years working with you is so important to our network.
Amazing. So in terms of your membership group, why is it important that they you make them aware of Ben, and how and other membership bodies do the same?
Yeah, so I think, look, you know, one thing that we do find actually quite hard is being able to penetrate some of those businesses. So, you know, independent garages, for example, make up 70 to 80% of the sector. You know, they're so busy. These people are so busy just running their business, recruiting people, whatever it might be. They don't necessarily have the time to find out things for themselves. You know, it's our job as the professional body to make sure they're aware of what is out there to support them, and all the things that we can do to work together as a community.
Yeah, you
know, that is definitely what we want to make stronger between Ben and the IMI, because we've got access to that community every day, you know, and we need to push that even more, I think. It's really important.
What are some of the common threads you find in discussions with your members about health and well-being? Health and well-being.
It is the fact that they've got to pay people's wages. You know, the impact that it has on their day-to-day life, and the fact that this sector is, you know, we've got a major skills shortage at the moment. You know, I think we're sitting at about 17,000 vacancies at the moment. There's an ageing workforce as well, which I don't think helps. You know, there's generations of people that don't necessarily talk, should we say, or have that sort of open approach to their mental health and well-being. You know, they just get up and they've got to get on with it. So for us, it's about making sure we're encouraging that conversation. But also a big part of what we're trying to do as well is recruit and encourage young people to join the sector. And I think if we can talk to them as early as possible about, you know, being open and not struggling alone or anything, then we've done our job as well in that sense, supporting them as a person rather than a number or, you know.
We've spoken to a lot of people on the couch this week, and a lot of the messaging has been around there is a skills gap, there is the recruitment challenge within the industry. So does health and well-being then have a bigger role to play in retention? Does that become more important?
100%. Retention and progression within the sector is also one of the key things that we're looking at. And we're being told that the pressures of working in this sector, the fact that there is a skills gap, and some people are expected to pick up all of the tasks or get on with all, or if they're independent and they're managing their own business, then that added pressure of recruiting more people and keeping them. I think, if we all work together, we've talked a lot today and over the last couple of days about how the IMI and people like yourselves at Ben can work together rather than working individually. I think, we can really help to embrace the retention side of things.
We've got a real running theme in Ben around we can't do this alone. We are the solution for the industry, but unless the industry gets behind us and works with us, I've just said the very same thing actually over on another session. The IMI are trying to help support the sector with this recruitment issue, but why are we doing it on our own? We need partners. We're a community. We're a family. We need to all work together. So I feel your pain in that sense. So let's change it. What can we do to change that? I think we can. What is your ask? What are you asking businesses and employers in the industry to do? So we both support individuals, but what are we asking the brands and the businesses to do?
So for us, it's the fact that if we all work separately trying to recruit the same people, we're all just working at odds against each other, or we're all trying to drum 100 different messages with different outcomes, but essentially the same thing.
Same problem.
It's the same problem. So let's tackle it head on and work together. A bit like, with all of your stats with mental health, why aren't we all getting behind you more at Ben? And that's something we hope to help do with you from the IMI.
Amazing, thank you. We appreciate all your support at the IMI, and the synergy is really clear between the two of us. So, putting you totally on the spot here, what does the future hold for the IMI and Ben?
So for me, look, I'm here. I've been trying to hunting you down, Ellen, so that we can have a proper conversation about maximising our opportunities. You do such amazing things. We want to help promote that to our members. We want our members to benefit more from that. So let us tell them. Like I said, we've got access to over 120,000 people within our community. Let's bring what you do to life with them. And
then to your members, so when they watch this, because they will, what's the ask? So they now know about Ben. What's the ask?
Shout about it, obviously use your services, if there's any opportunity to fundraise and raise awareness, that is, I think, the biggest thing for us. That's what we want to do. So we want to lead the charge and help promote that, but they've also got to do their bit as well. So we'll try and support them with that.
Thank you so much, Sarah.
No
it's been a pleasure to talk
Thanks
to you.
for having me. Thank you.
No worries, anytime.